an interesting question. I would say yes to the question whether CMS can meet the core basic education requirements that are mandated by the state. I would say yes. I would hope that they could certainly do that. And to elaborate further, that goes back to the strategic staffing and whatnot. I think that if we can base a model, and there's no reason we can't, of we're going to teach these children in 10th grade to that test and these set of life skills, or these core ingredients have to be taught to every 10th grader, whether it's Independence, East Meck, West Meck, Harding, Butler, North Meck, wherever. Every ingredient there, much like, you know, if she's baking a pie and you're baking the same pie, you should have the same outcome if you use the same ingredients and the same step by step by step. Now, some kids learn at a different speed. Some kids learn with different techniques. That's on the teachers, the principals, the supervisors to make sure that that's getting home to the kids.
Keith, do you value diversity?
Yes.
Do you think it plays into the educational process in any way, form, or fashion?
Yes.
Help me understand that.
I think that we should have. I think CMS should definitely have a diverse opportunity to educate the kids. I think diversity should be in the classroom. I think it should be with the students. I think it should be in the teachers and the principals, all the way up. I think one of the greatest parental outcomes, I would say, is that my children went to school at Pritchard from 6 months old with all different races, with all different teachers that were raising them and teaching them. So they don't see color. They don't see different minority or this or that. They see everybody as an equal. Now, not every kid had that opportunity, I would say, I guess. But there shouldn't be a divide. There shouldn't be a 90% school with minority-based, or an 80% school minority-based, or 60% school minority-based, or majority-based. Either way, because you will have that imbalance in the tests, or the scores, if you will. You'll have these kids are learning at this level, these kids are learning at this level. Why are we busing the kid 10 miles this way and there's a school 2 miles this way? Why are we doing that?
So what are you willing to do to counter that, if in fact that's the situation today?
I think that we can do a little bit better job in the classroom. I think we can do a better job. There's a socioeconomic gap that you can't break that barrier. You can't have all the kids go to Eastover. You can't have all the kids go to Myers Park. You can't have all the kids go to Audrey Kell or Harding, let's just say. You've got to take a strong look, and if you can get kids that want to go and strategically classroom set these kids to different schools, that's a difficult approach, though, because then you've got busing and you've got transportation issues, which they're trying to cut down on. But you've got, I mean, there shouldn't be a huge disparity when you're talking about, having, let's just say they have 2 white kids in a high school classroom, or 2 Hispanic children in one school. Those kids are going to be alienated. Those kids are not going to be. They're going to be ostracized. We all know what a 14 and a 15 and a 16-year-old goes through growing up. And if there's 1 or 2 of them, or 1 or 2 that are underweight or overweight, those kids are going to be ostracized.
Let me ask you, and we need to move on, but I very quickly want to ask you this. Realizing the position of the board, if you're elected to the board, what are you, as a board member, willing to do, since you're not in the classroom, to keep those kinds of imbalances that you mentioned from happening? Are you willing to say, let's break it up?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at if there's a problem, if there's a problem where this school's only at 50% and all these others are at 80 or what have you, as far as your testing or the makeup of the school, yeah, you have to do that, and they try to do that. They've tried to do that on a slight basis over the last few years. They have tried to do that a little bit. I would say probably over the last 10 years they've tried to do that a little bit.
Okay.
But you would be willing to.
I'd be willing to do that. I'd be willing to expand that. Yeah, yeah.
And you did mention you would also be willing to look at staffing and not just student assignment, but also staffing assignments.
Certainly, certainly.